Yo, welcome all to the Break Room, first ever edition of the Break Room. This is a new segment we're gonna talk about. We're going to explore with you guys. As you guys know, we have the motivational uh, nights, late nights, where we discuss motivational topics. Of course, we have the Double Thought Show. This will be the Break Room, and where guys we discuss topics probably go a bit more flexible. We didn't want to call it the barbershop because we're not cussing, but we did want to. We do want, or at least I'm not
And we
cussing.
don't have barbers over here. So,
Yeah, which is I think that's clear. Uh,
well, mama's basement, man. Okay.
yeah, I'm seeking a great barber. So yeah, but in today's edition of the break room, we're going to talk about Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Is he hurting himself? He's representing himself. Well, in law, they say a lawyer that represents himself has a fool for a client. Well, let's see if the same applies to Lamar Jackson. KR, take it away.
Yeah. Guys, I think a couple of you guys might have heard already what is happening around Lamar. It has been quite a while already now that he's trying to, it's been a season actually, where he's trying to negotiate a deal. And it's not going that well. He saw last season what Deshaun Watson got. And he's like, God, I see what you gave others. I want that too. I want that too. But Ravens was like,
Ah, man.
I'm not gonna give you, what is it, 250 million guaranteed. And you just had injuries. You missed half a season. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
The big question is he hurting himself? Is Lamar hurting himself by representing himself or having his mama doing the business side for him? I've um, I've watched a couple of segments on this, and I think, but have you heard about this, RJ? That during his so let's go back to his draft time. He won the Heisman. He won the Heisman, but still, usually when people win the Heisman, they get like in the first top 10.
Yeah,
They
top
get
10.
they got picked up quick, whether it's a running back or a quarterback. Even quarterbacks that don't win a Heisman get picked in the top 10.
Yeah.
Even quarterbacks that can take a hit get picked in the top 10. Tua. And now you have Lamar fell down all to, I think, to 31.
31, I think.
Not
Yeah.
mistaken. He was picked around 31. Just imagine that. So the guy won a Heisman as a pocket passer. He wasn't running in college as much as he does these days. Fell down to 31 and got picked up. But the question is, how did the guy fell to 31? Apparently, for what I heard from Lombardi, he was representing himself back then.
He
So
was
he had,
actually
huh?
it was actually 32 as well, not even 31.
32.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
At the end of the the first round.
End of the first round, yes. Imagine that. Imagine that a Heisman winner falling to 32. RJ, what do you think about that?
Well, I went to see check out his draft class. You know who was picked number one that year?
What year was it?
2018.
2018. Oh. Was that 18? Give me a hint. Who was the first? Who had the pick?
The same team that, if I tell you the team, you know the
Oh no, Baker Mayfield.
pick.
Oh my God. This guy, Baker, was it the same year as Baker?
Yeah, Baker went first. Yeah.
Oh my God. And then Sam Darnold went a second, right? Something like that.
Baker was the 2017 Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah.
So the year before. Um, Sam Darnold is the second quarterback
Yeah.
that got drafted. He was the third pick. Then you have where's Sam Darnold, by the way? Never mind.
Where he is? Where is that? He's now at 49ers.
Oh yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Like
he was
backup, something like that.
I can imagine. He was picked by the Jets, of course.
Yeah, he was
And
throwing
then
picks as well.
yeah. And the seventh pick was actually a very good one. The Bills went with Josh Allen.
Oh, yeah, that was hindsight is always 2020. You never know whether someone will translate because the first two seasons just
Yeah,
wasn't that good, but he really stepped up his game the end of the second to third year.
yeah.
Now he's balling.
He's
But
balling. You
but
have the number 10, the 10th pick by the Cardinals, Josh Rosen. Who?
well, who it's not who because well, where I don't know where Josh is these days, but another pick thrower. He was picked, but he was a pick machine.
And then you had, so he was the 10th pick. And the next QB that was picked was Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
So that was 12 picks
And
later.
Lamar won the Heisman in 2016, right?
Lamar Jackson won the Heisman in 2016.
So he won it before
And
Baker.
yeah.
Dominated before Baker.
Yeah.
Was younger, is younger than Baker, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I don't know. Might be. Let me check.
But this guy, just to give you an idea, RJ, this guy is now as young as some
Yeah.
of these quarterbacks that are going to get drafted this year.
Yeah. He's 2 years younger than Baker.
So he has the talent. How the heck does a talented guy like him fall till the 32nd pick? Then had an agent. No one was marketing him, hyping him up. If you guys, if you usually watch the draft or the leading up to the draft, usually you hear guys buzzing up. Trash buzzing up. Trash. I'll be honest. There's a lot of guys that get named. You know these guys. You watch the tape. I'm a tape watcher. I watch the tape. Not saying that I'm an expert, but I watch the tape. I want to see who we're gonna pick because I want to see whether we're gonna pick some from God knows where because we pick bums a lot of times. Not gonna say we pick bums and make them great players. That's what we do at the Patriots.
Until they get
Nobodies. We pick nobodies and make them legends.
yeah.
We
And then
pick the biggest nobody and make them a legend. So
then they get incarcerated.
they think they're the mafia anyway. But yeah, so it's crazy if you think about it. So back then he didn't, according to Lombardi, he didn't have an agent. So one thing you already see, you see the how would you call it? Unawareness? not being real, not not assessing whether the moves you make are correct, the correct ones. You,
Yeah.
you you at that moment you should have said, okay, I'm the most talented guy here in this draft class, or at least one of the top three best ones.
Yeah.
You should say, okay, I'm top three. I didn't get picked, not even in the top 10. I might have to reassess whether in the future I should take or hire an agent. You don't have to give him 8% or 10%. You give him scrapes.
Yeah, because you have the leverage, right?
You
And
have the leverage
the
because,
agent can say, I represent uh Lamar Jackson, and that's a big deal
and I
because
got
with
him, and I got him a 200 million. So this is the thing with agents. They always market themselves to other players because I got him 200 million.
yeah.
It's crazy if you think about it. And I don't know. The question you asked, is he hurting himself? I think he hurt he
Well, let's transition because we talked about the draft. I saw
yeah.
the draft class as well. Uh, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 people that went in front of him were pro bowlers. Uh, so, but they had different positions, of course.
Yeah, of
Not
course.
all, but and when you're drafting, when you're drafting, of course, you're drafting for what you need. So
What you
maybe you
need?
can see a good player, but you're drafting for what you need. Now I'm looking at.
Well, not always. Sometimes in the top 10, you pick the best available player.
I was just
Then you
about to
go
say.
the second, third round. You should. That's usually what they use as tactic. But yes,
Yeah, but I see, for example, that the Browns had the fourth pick as well, and they picked Denzel Ward, who plays very well.
quarterback.
Yeah,
Yeah.
uh, he plays very well. The Denver had Bradley Chubb, but for example, the Bears picked uh, LB Smith, Roquan Smith.
Mm.
But I'm
Ooh.
think, but I'm thinking like when I looked at these teams, some of them, for example, didn't have quarterbacks by back then. I can imagine. So why? So you understand what I'm saying? Why
Yeah.
would you pick someone that's not a quarterback? But I can. On the other hand, maybe you have the quarterback for like 2 years already, and you're trusting in his developments. I don't know.
Well, what you always want to do is you always want to draft. Well, so the if you're drafting a quarterback in the first round, that means that he's gonna play within 2 years.
Yeah,
So you gotta ask yourself whether you want to put that pressure on your. If you have a quarterback that was drafted maybe 1 year before that, you want to put that pressure on him because his first year is always the toughest. The
yeah,
second year is even tougher. The third year, either you're out of the league after, or they cut you.
yeah.
Um,
But unless you fire the coaches first, that's the Mayfield method.
of
What
course.
we can do, what I wanted to say, and then we can proceed to what's happening now, is that when I look at these teams, for example, the Jets, when I look at Lamar Jackson, I think he fits great. So type of his style of play fits very well with the Ravens. The toughness,
Mhm.
the running. I don't see him with the Jets. I don't know if he would have made the let's say if his career would have developed in the same way. Um,
He was a pocket passer in the
that's
college,
what.
so,
Yeah, yeah.
so
Well,
he could play that style as well. But I mean, he's not as accurate. That I also know. That's also clear. He has become more accurate throughout the years. But it could. I mean, great players fit everywhere. As long as your scheme, you gotta build the scheme around him.
Yeah.
And they built. I think Ravens built the wrong scheme around him.
Yeah. Yeah. And so let's transit. I agree with that. But now let's transition to what's happening now in KR. Maybe you can talk more about that because you're saying, hey, uh, Lamar should have known since that time, hey, maybe I should have someone to represent me.
Yeah.
But he's known to represent himself. Some people make jokes. They say Lamar should blame his agent for for the way his career is is developing. But yeah, it's known right now that he is not. Well, I mean, he doesn't want to play for the Ravens anymore. I don't think the Ravens want him there either. So he's looking for another team.
Yeah.
It's not going that well.
No, because you don't usually you around this time your agent should be shopping you. You know, the agent is not only he's not only sitting there and negotiating contracts, he's trying to shop you to other teams. He's also a good agent has also the media and on his side. Because of course, is the media on his side? The media wants other exclusives later on.
Yeah.
So they have always open ear to what you have to say. And guys, do you remember? Maybe you don't know, but last year you had Deshaun Watson. He had like 100 cases on him, and teams were in a bidding war for him. Can you imagine? You're not even sure, and on the outside. So this is the thing. This is the key thing right here. On the outside, it seems that back then he didn't play like 1 year or so already. So
Yeah.
he was going up to 2 years without playing in the NFL with 100 cases, and teams were betting on were betting or not betting, were in a bidding war
Yeah.
for his for his for his signature on the
Yeah.
contract.
Yeah.
On the outside, it seemed like he wasn't going to play because he might have lose some of those cases or at least get tainted. But within, the agent was basically giving the teams probably assurance that we'll handle this.
Yeah.
It will go away.
Well, I think that the the I think that what's important to keep in mind is that being a professional player is a full-time job, and
Yeah.
being an agent is a full-time job as well. And you want to focus on your profession, just like you have let's say you have a law firm and you're a lawyer or you run the law firm. Your job as the lawyer, so the lawyers, the director of the company, of the law firm's job, or the managing partner's job is to manage. This primary job is to manage the company,
The resources.
the resources, the which is money, which is people, which is technology, etc. The responsibility of the lawyers working for the law firm is the main responsibility of these lawyers is to actually do the lawyer work, represent clients, advise clients, etc.
Yeah.
The janitor's job is to fix problems. The cleaning lady's job is to clean. You have an accountant who looks at the finances. You have a tax lawyer to look. So everyone needs to do their job. Shout out to Bill Belichick. You can't be doing, or at least if you're doing everything at once, and that's all often the case with startups startups or small companies where you have multiple responsibilities, you spread your knowledge and skills across the board, which means that you won't be able to do everything perhaps as well or as thorough or as fast.
Yeah.
in this particular case, KR, we're talking about a multi-millionaire, a skilled multi-millionaire. You shouldn't have problems because there are a lot of teams that need quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So
Ravens need a quarterback.
Ravens need a
They
quarterback.
need a quarterback.
Yeah. A lot of teams that need a quarterback. And you need someone, you can't be working on your craft and simultaneously trying to shop yourself around because it's two different things. And when you're on the field, you need to be on the field and you need to trust that your agent is doing he or she is supposed to do.
Apparently, his mom was shopping him around, but then basically there was I think that is not totally allowed. If you're representing yourself, you should represent yourself. That's all. I think that's the rules. So you
Okay.
cannot have a unlicensed. I think it's unlicensed party shop you around. It's not
Yeah,
allowed. You're not allowed to talk to someone like that, and
yeah.
to prevent from, I think, scams from happening. I think that's the rule or something like that. But
Okay.
that's where you are now. Your mom is trying to shop you around, but she's not allowed to, or the team's not allowed to. So you have to go do it yourself. And there are players that are representing themselves. Don't get me wrong. I think it was. I think a guy got a pretty good deal. I think it was a Chicago player like a year ago. Chicago Bears player. He represented himself and got a good deal out of it. But that's he. I think he had agents before this. So what you want to do is always have an agent, see what he does, learn from it, and then
Yeah.
proceed. But now he is also there is like this view now that usually teams have like a PR. They talk about with the media, talk about what is happening, where they are in the contracts, etc. And you have the agent who's trying to shop you around by saying, "Hey, Patriots are interested," or well, that's usually what they always say. Patriots. Everyone, as soon as Patriots are interested, everyone is interested. This is the old way they used to do it. Um, but now you don't have a narrative from your agent who's trying to shop you around. So teams are like, "Oh, no one is interested. There should be something wrong right there." The team was saying, the Ravens was saying, or that the rumors were that he was asking 250 guaranteed, 250 million guaranteed. Later, he cleared it up himself on Twitter, saying that's not right. But that's the job of the agent. The agent would have, but he's trying to work the narrative better his way right now, and it's a bit late. So
Yeah.
those are the things you have the agent for, and I think that's the biggest problem right here. He's a skilled player, man. I think a lot of teams would want to have him, but this whole thing, this whole narrative of him doing, it seems like working with a shady agent or whatever. It's not good for his image. And guys, imagine again, Deshaun Watson has 100 cases on him. Well, probably 30, but 100 sounds better. Has 100 cases on him. He's trying to sign a contract, and this guy, a leader, someone who is uh, clearly has no problem off the field, he cannot get a contract. That is bonkers.
Yeah. And you know what the funny thing is?
Tell me.
That his the guarantee, I mean, it's precedents, right? So basically what the Browns did with Deshaun, it makes way for precedents because now people say, hey, this is possible.
Yeah.
So now they will start asking for it.
But they're not gonna get it. No one's
They're
gonna
not
get that.
no one's gonna get it because no one's as stupid as the Browns.
No one's as foolish as the Browns.
and the
they bet
and
everything on it.
yeah, and but I must say, I do think that skill wise is Deshaun Watson is an improvement over Baker, although he hasn't shown it. But uh,
Let's
I'm
see.
we've
He's trying to
we've
get in. He's trying to get in.
yeah,
Let's see
yeah,
this year.
yeah, because he stepped in midway, all these things. But good thing that Deshaun has a good way of dealing with stress. Uh, I don't know if Lamar Jackson has the same system. But I want to say this, and maybe then you can close
Maybe
it.
he has to call Deshaun. Maybe he has the right numbers.
Yeah. Well, you can you can get him easier if you know the numbers of his masseuses. But the what I wanted to say is that Lamar Jackson is a hell of a player, very exciting player, very athletic player, but he also makes good plays. I think there are a lot of teams that need him or can make use of his skills. I do think that the Ravens did him wrong in the sense that they didn't pay him. I think they didn't want to give him a contract extension, so he was balling. He was balling out, and then he got injured. And I don't remember who it was. When he was balling, uh, he started to ball out, and one of the reporters, or one of the journalists on the debate show or something, I think, said he needs to watch out because if he gets injured, this will all be for nothing.
Mm.
And it's unfortunate, but as you said, people will start thinking, hey, but why aren't people crazy to get him? There must
Yeah.
be something wrong there, and it can all be hype, but uh and if I know that the demand the demand is low out there, then I won't offer you a lot of money because I know, teams aren't standing in line to get you.
And also injury prone. Come on, man. This guy hasn't played. Think the last 2 seasons he missed the later end of the season. So you have to be also very
Realistic, cautious.
realistic about your situation.
I
You
think
have
if
had,
you, yeah,
you're not playing full seasons.
true.
Has to do maybe because of the way you play, which is a point to the guy who said you got to be very careful because you get injured really easy. The way he's playing, you will get injured.
Yeah, because he's playing like a running back.
Yeah, people
But
will attack you.
if he used to be a pocket quarterback, and if he's in a system where he wouldn't need to run that much, I mean, come on, KR, a system with a good O line. That's what you need. You
Yeah,
don't need
that's
to
the only
go.
thing you need. That's the only thing you need. He's good enough. If you put him in front of a good behind well, not in front behind a good O line, he'll have the time to throw it correctly. And if he doesn't, he can run after.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
can escape the pocket and then be a threat.
yeah.
But
So
at
if he
the end of the
has
day,
that, then I think he's good. But it's easier said than done.
yeah, yeah. And the thing is also, there's a thing that a lot of people don't forget, and then we can close out this topic. Um, you always see the more the quarterback asks from the team and guarantees, the rest of the team will suffer.
Yeah,
So if you're asking like enormous amount, you will see they have to cut other parts of the team in order to pay the quarterback. And that's one thing people forget about Brady. Brady was willing to sacrifice his short-term pay to become a legend.
but he's an investor. That's the difference.
Yeah, he
He
invests
inv-
in the rest of the team. He
yeah,
knew that Bill could build a good defense.
yeah, and he invested in FTX, but he trusted Bill enough.
Yeah.
He trusted Bill enough
He
to
didn't have Bill. That's why he invested in FTX this time. You have to have both a defense and an offense. He thought
yeah,
he's going full in on FTX. Next
yeah.
time, Tom,
No advice. Yeah,
well, advice to Tom:
yeah,
ask Bill if FTX is a good deal. Yeah. No, but all jokes aside, I think at the end of the day, you want to have a quarterback that's not eating up all the money of the team, because then you might have a trash team. You're not gonna win anything.
yeah, 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 yeah.
To end it, I think him having no agent is definitely hurting him. Has been hurting him a couple of times in his career, and I think at the end of the day, um, that if he had an agent, this wouldn't be a problem. He would have already signed a deal like a year ago. But this whole thing is dragging out, and it's not good for him, because the and also for Ravens.
Yeah.
Will Bill go for him? Watch the next show now. I'm just kidding.
Those were the rumors, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, the rumors are, well, according to some media people, Bill was shopping Mac. So
Let's see. I think it'll fit great with the
they'll figure
Patriots.
something out. Bill is usually, the Patriots are really good at putting their players in good positions. That's why a lot of times you see guys shine at New England, and then when they go, they sign bigger contracts as other teams. They become busts because the
It's
team
the
doesn't
system.
utilize them in their strength.
Yeah, it's the system.
It's a
And
system.
maybe Lamar needs to go to the Saints, because there he can play quarterback and receiver and running back probably. I mean,
And running back, there's no one there. Yo, that team is done.
they have three quarterbacks.
But
They-
they have three quarterbacks, and all of them are not quarterbacks.
Yeah,
All of them are wide receivers. I'm just
yeah.
kidding. But they don't have any cap space, so I don't think that will work
That
out.
will work out.
That's why their coach said, "See you
Sayonara.
later, sayonara." He's now at the Broncos, so
Back with let's ride.
let's ride. Okay, RJ, what do you think about the main topic? Is he hurting himself?
Yeah, I think he's hurting himself. I think it's clear, and I think you mentioned an example of a player who did represent himself and got a big deal. Uh, it depends on how time consuming it is. If you have a full time job and your car breaks down, maybe you know how to repair a car, but you always ask yourself, hey, do I have 5 or 6 hours to repair my car? And if the answer is yes, then you do it. But if the answer is no, then you can just leave the car at a mechanic shop, pay the mechanic, and go do something else to get money. And I think that analogy can be used here as well. I think he tried it. He tried representing himself. It didn't work out. I think he's probably spending more time in the recruitment than he should. So, and by now, proof of concept, there
Yeah,
isn't any. So you
it's,
need to,
it's a
you need
total
to,
failure.
yeah, pivot, because he's a very good player, and I really look forward to seeing him in the NFL for years to come. So, yeah, that's my thoughts. Those are my thoughts on the matter.
Well, guys, let us know in the comments what you think about this topic. Do you think he's hurting himself by representing himself? Is the league trying to corner him so no one starts representing themselves and cut out the agents? Even though it's clearly shown that the agents have value, they are adding value. Guys, remember, Tua went third above what's the guys from Chargers? What
Chargers.
the QB from Chargers?
Oh,
Herbert.
Herbert.
Tua went above Justin Herbert. Just imagine that. Hey, you gotta fight. Hey, maybe Lamar has to look at the agent of Tua to see if he can get some great contracts. Anyway, guys, let us know in the comments what you think. And Archie, you're gonna close it out.
Yes, yes, yes. Thanks to everyone that tuned in to this edition of the Break Room. Whatever your thoughts are, please let us know in the comment section below. Remember to rate the show by smashing the like button. Remember to share the video with friends, families, and enemies. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. It really helps us to get to our goal of a minimum of 1,000 subscribers by the end of June of this year. Last but not least, follow us on our socials at Facebook or at Double Touch Show on Facebook and Instagram. Thanks for tuning in. Let us know what you think and let us know what topics we should cover in the next edition of the Break Room. We'll see each other in the next one. Peace.
Peace.